Okay, so I'm working just on the white donor ute. I was looking at the back as far as with my extra stereo and speakers. So if you look behind, this ute, 2012, more modern than my 2010, has got a hole for speakers, but look at that massive hole down there, right? So there is room to put extra speakers as well. So mine has got speakers. So even though they all look like the same, every ute has got differences. So if you look, there's some speakers there. So underneath is most likely where I'm going to place the extra speakers for that girl. That's the new addition. So yeah, it's interesting. I just wanted to see what was behind this section. That seat belt over there is stuffed. That have a look and see why that's doing that, but that's not coming down. And inside this ute, we've got saggy, I don't know if you can see that, saggy roof lining there, and saggy roof lining there, a bit saggy up there. So this, and it's also coming off at the front. So I'm going to try and clean that one up. It's got a bit of grime on it, but it's not sagging. There's no saggy areas in this one, so I'll clean this on up as best I can, and that can go on ratchet, second ratchet should I call it. Interesting with the utes, but yeah, this is sagging like a dog. So yeah, time to remove. This is pretty easy so far. So you just got the two screws. There they got like a I'm not sure what size this was. See if we can adjust on there. If you can see a size on there. Anyway, it's one of these sort of star small screwdriver thing that goes on there, and then it just unclips, and then you got your big star ones on the quarters that hold the side skins on and stuff like that. So there's not much to it. Anyway, the other thing I found is this holds your window visor up there, or there should I say, and someone's obviously had this roof lining off at some stage, because there's like a hex one and a Phillips, so this one came off the other side. But I don't know why they just don't put all Phillips screws. They're much easier. Like, it's not like they're a specialty item that you don't want people to easily remove. It should be just all Phillips. So here's my complaint for today. So I've got the roof lining out on the FG XR6 look-alike ute. Well, I've got XR6 badges on it now. Yeah, so there's my speakers. I've pulled off base seats. Both seats are out. And I'm going to start to run my wires from the new stereo. So do bit by bit and see if I can make something that can go under there as extra speakers. Let's go. Okay, I've taken it out, that whole rear section. What a pain in the bum. Far out. So you can see nice speakers in the back. And yeah, I'm wanting to get to that grommet, and I want to put from the other ute another grommet on that side, exactly the same, just so I can run other wires through the other side of the tub. Would have been nice if they had that just cut out in case, but guess not. And yeah, I've got that still that dint in that quarter. Let's go around. I don't think I'll be able to get access to it. Nice if I could. It's right in that, just behind that section. Right behind here. Oh! I think it's banging my head. I don't think there's enough room to get into that skin there. I'll have a bit more of a look later. It might be possible just to push it out a bit more. But what I've noticed, it's got a little bit of a gap here, so if I can't get to it, I've got to seal this off so it doesn't leak water in there. But apart from that, I'm starting to run the wires, so I've ran them back under the front section where the seats bolt, but there's a nice gap just inside your front floor pan where you can run wires and they'll never get touched because it's just in front of the seats bolt here. So I have obviously the wires down under here, just along here, and yeah, they're out the way. Then I'll run them down the side and into that grommet. Okay, so far running those wires nice and neat. Still got a bit of taping up to do, but I've just affixed. I did get a windscreen Wi-Fi for that second stereo, but I'm going still with this L bracket style because it's sort of like an L, and I've affixed it to the actual outside of the ute tray. So I've screwed it on there, put a hole, and tightened it up nice and tight now, and with the array of other antennas, you can just see it there, and it's underneath nice and neat, and running through this hole where the reverse or another camera, that's the dash camera wire, so I'm gonna put a camera just underneath so that's out of the rain, and that'll get a nice view, and just run these wires nice and neat inside here, and yeah, just piecing together what wires are coming out of that loom, the original loom area. So it's gonna have a few cameras. I've got a dash cam. I've got the camera that I've mounted up there for parking, and that shows pretty much just before the tow ball, or should I say after the tow ball. So if the camera's too close, that tow ball will still have a bit of a distance. So that's that one, and then I want a reverse camera that looks directly behind, and yeah, so I mean, in between the dash cam, the reverse cam on the ICC, and another camera on the new stereo, also probably will have a reverse camera. It's going to be a few cameras, so if I smash into anything reversing, I've got no excuse. Yeah, I've also changed that gear stick knob that had like a nice black through the center of it and silver, where when I got this, I left it on this one at the moment, obviously, so I can move this ute around because it still runs. That's the one my ute had. It was just all silver, so it gave it a bit more of a feature, if you want to call it. Also, I'm going to be swapping out my leaf springs on the donor ute. This has got 4, and the one down the bottom, where mine has got 3. So that would probably take more tonnage or weight, or whatever you want to call it. So on my ute, it's got the 3 and the 1, so I'm going to be swapping those both out. Going back to looking inside where I'm going to be running the speakers. Look how much space is here. That's prime speaker space. Even if you wanted a subby or something, or a smaller version subby in there, you have got loads of space in there, under there. And if your ute has not got speakers here, so you got a speaker, there will be a speaker position, and you've got a big gap there, so you can just put another bracket across here and mount some other speakers. How cool is that? So my second stereo, they're going to be going under there, and then what I'll have to do is on the skin that goes over the top and makes it all look pretty, I'll have to have a nice cutout and the speaker fascia on the outside, because that's all I did. If you go, because I put it in the shed to keep it out of the weather. How you doing, cat? So if you look, let's go back into my world of trouble, because I still haven't unpacked everything. Everything's everywhere. So that's all they've done. Done a cutout and done the speaker. So on that lower section, which way are we looking? On this lower section, so here, somewhere here will be the second speaker. Somehow, some way, there's going to be another speaker mounted there. I think that's the spot, isn't it? Just underneath. Maybe not as flush, or maybe a bit further over here. Anyway, I'll work it out. It'll look good, and it'll do the job. And that's the main thing. That when your mods are done, that they do what you want it to do. Cool. Okay, so I'm on the passenger side. I've cut my hole, and I've got that rubber off that donor ute, and I've paint and primed it. And it's in pretty much the exact same position as the other one on the other side, so see if this will go in. Just bring that rubber around. Wait, let's take it out for a second. Boy, that sits in good. Oh, oops. I'll just put the tilt on the... Oops. Put the tilt on the hose where it comes out. Oh, they're good grommets, the originals. Alright, so now we've got an opening in the exact same position, opposite. So look at that. Nice and sealed. I'll just give that 1 second. Where's my paint and prime? Just give that a slight colour. Like that. Underneath of it. And on the other side, just make it look very authentic. So there's the new rubber on the left hand side. So as you can see with how they are right there next to the 2 bolts, run around here next to the 2 bolts, and now I can run more wires on this side as well, not just relying on that one. Good effort.